New year, new me. Well, no, I'll probably stay the same, but we're gonna get a lot of new movies. We are now into 2018 and there's a whole bunch of new movies for the year to get excited about, and I want to sit down and talk about the ones that I'm most looking forward to. Much like with my best movies of 2017, there are some honorable mentions that I want to talk about before I get into the actual list of my most anticipated movies of 2018. Movies like Annihilation, which has the same director as Ex Machina, Pacific Rim Uprising, which stars John Boyega, and the new Sony animated film Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, are all movies that I'm looking forward to this year. They don't quite make my top 10 list, but I wanted to mention them anyway just because they're movies that I am looking forward to. But nobody really cares about honorable mentions except for maybe me, so we'll just get into the main list. Number 10 of my most anticipated movies of 2018 is the first of many sequels to make the list, and that is Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. Now, I'm not a big fan of the Harry Potter movies, but I did enjoy Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. And while I feel this movie is not going to feature the Fantastic Beasts themselves, it is going to carry over a lot of the characters that I really enjoyed from the first movie, and so that is something that I'm looking forward to. Except Johnny Depp is also in this movie, and he hasn't been great lately, so we'll see. Number 9 is an interesting choice because I don't really like horror movies that much, but when I watched the trailer for this, it just had me completely captivated and I was in, and I wanted to see this movie, what it's about, and what is going on. And that movie is A Quiet Place, starring real-life couple John Krasinski and Emily Blunt. I don't really want to get into what this movie is about, just go watch the trailer, and the trailer is going to be able to explain it way better than I ever could without me giving away some of the surprises of what is going on in this movie. Granted, I don't really know what's going on in this movie, which is maybe why I like the trailer so much. So yes, it is a horror movie, which I'm usually not very into, but it does look very different and very unique, and it's because of that that I want to go see it. Number 8 is a movie that puts a horror spin onto the superhero genre, and that is New Mutants. If you don't know much about this movie, I highly recommend checking out the trailer. If you like the other X-Men movies, this is something that might interest you. It stars Macy Williams from Game of Thrones and Anya Taylor-Joy from the movie Split. It looks like a very interesting spin on the superhero genre, and it's one that I'm looking forward to seeing. Number 7 on my list is the reason that Superman looks so weird in Justice League, and that is Mission Impossible 6. If you don't know the story about Henry Cavill and the mustache that he had while on set of the Justice League, just go look it up online. It's been documented to death. Everyone's been talking about it. His face looks weird in Justice League. I know almost nothing about what this movie is going to be about. All that I know is that the last 2 Mission Impossible movies have been fantastic, and I have no reason not to be looking forward to this new one. So it's on my list. Number 6 on my list is from director Wes Anderson, and that is Isle of Dogs. If you haven't seen anything by Wes Anderson, I would highly recommend it. He's a very quirky director, but everything that he does is super unique and super well thought out and just super entertaining to watch. This movie is in stop-motion animation, but is not the first movie that he has done in this style. Fantastic Mr. Fox is a great movie, and Wes Anderson's last movie, The Grand Budapest Hotel, was nominated and won a bunch of Oscars, so there's no reason not to be excited for this movie. Here we are, we're getting into the top 5 of my most anticipated list. This next movie is another animated movie, but it also probably has the longest title of all these movies, and that is WreckIt Ralph 2, Ralph Breaks the Internet. If you haven't seen the first WreckIt Ralph, do yourself the favor, go watch it. It's amazing. I think they maybe waited too long to make this sequel. It's been a few years since WreckIt Ralph has been out, but if that means they've just been taking their time to make as good a movie as they can, then all the power to them. I want them to make as good a movie as they can, and I can't wait to see it when it comes out into theaters. Number 4 is a movie that has had all kinds of production issues. They fired their directors, hired on Ron Howard to come finish up the movie. Yes, that is Solo, a Star Wars story. If you don't know about all the problems that have been happening on the set of this movie, that's probably for the best. Go into the movie without having all of those in your mind bringing you down. Just go and enjoy the movie for what it is going to be. But unfortunately for myself, I do know about all the problems of this movie, and that is why it does not rank higher on my list. Number 3 is a movie that comes out in only a month and a half. I'm going to get to see it really soon. I'm so excited. I can't wait, and that is Marvel's Black Panther. One of the things that Marvel has done again and again and again is hiring great directors and letting them make the movies that they want to make, giving them the creative control to make great movies within their Marvel Cinematic Universe. Marvel keeps creating quality movies. If you don't know the director, Ryan Coogler, he made Creed and Fruitvale Station. If you haven't seen those movies, highly, highly recommend them. He is a great young director, and I think he's going to do fantastic things inside this movie. Number 2 on my list is based off of a book that I absolutely love, and it's directed by Steven Spielberg, who I absolutely love, and that is Ready Player One. If you haven't read the book, I would recommend actually watching the movie first and then going back to read the book, because that is the process that I prefer to do. Watch the movie first, then read the book. Unfortunately, I can't do that with this one, but oh well. This is a story that takes place within a virtual reality, and it has all of the 80s nostalgia. The 1980s is one of my favorite eras, not just for movies, but also for music, so this is a movie that I'm super looking forward to. They've released a couple of trailers for it so far. If you went to go see The Last Jedi, you probably saw the trailer before it, and it just looks fantastic. Okay, we're at number 1. My most anticipated movie of 2018. It's probably the same as a lot of other people's out there. It's a movie that's been 10 years and like 20 movies in the making. It's on its way. Avengers Infinity War. This movie is directed by the Russo brothers, who also gave us Captain America Winter Soldier and Captain America Civil War, which are arguably the best 2 movies in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I'm very excited to see how they're going to be able to balance all of these characters. There's like 60-something characters in this movie. When they released the trailer, we didn't even see all of the characters, just because there's so many. But it is an awesome trailer. I've watched it countless times. This movie comes out in May, less than half a year away. I can't wait to see it. We're getting so close. So that's it for my list of my most anticipated movies of 2018. Be sure to comment below, let me know what movies you're most looking forward to. You can give me a subscription if you haven't done so already. And if you have nothing else to do, go watch more movies.